Today, I'm speaking to George. He's doing around £7,000 a month as a window cleaner. But actually, he's a very smart entrepreneur and he's going to go with some great guns. He wants to take the business to the next level, employ his first people, break through that VAT threshold. And I've got some top tips on how he can overcome those anxieties, because it's very true that lots of entrepreneurs that break through from profitable job into profitable business earn less money in the early period because they're paying VAT and paying all these turnover taxes. But there are good news signs to come. Let's do it. Hello, campers. Welcome back to the business broadcast and Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year. How was your Christmas?
Oh, it was lovely.
You haven't put a pound on, have you? In
No.
fact, you look like you've lost a bit, if anything.
Thank you very much.
Tell you what, did you PT the whole time?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Still 4 times a week, was it?
I'm 3 or 4 times a week I exercise.
What's your biggest resolution?
To continue doing that?
What, the exercise?
Yeah.
It can't be a resolution if you have to result.
Right.
Oh, maybe it could be actually. In fact, maybe James Sinclair has stumbled across something. Why should it be something new? If you're already nearly perfect, why would you?
New Year's resolution is to repractice good habits.
Repractice good habits.
Repractice good habits. What about yours?
I'm just going to continue to just knock about with you.
There we go.
But I've told you, I've got you an office over the road and you can come and live in my gaff.
Well, there you go.
Not quite live in your gaff, just in case Nats is listening to this.
Do you know, I listened to a body coach.
Do you want to start again, love?
I listened to...
Come on.
You know, we always talk about...
Give me the jingle again and everything. Here we go, we're going to do a podcast. Carry
We
on.
always talk about the average of the 5 people. Jim Rohn's,
Yes.
you become the average of the 5 people that you spend most of your time
Yes.
with. And I am a big believer of that being one of the truest of the truths in terms of interesting facts or quotes of the week. And probably the best one, but I heard someone else say it in a completely different sphere, and they were a body language expert. There we go.
Okay.
And they were saying that it is absolutely the case that you become the average of the 5 people that you're around. And it's scientifically proven. And Yao and Harvard have done all of that good stuff.
Well, we are all just energy, aren't we?
Yeah. I am.
So who do you spend most time with? Who's your 5? So Chuds. That's a good one. I'd have that one. Tracy. I'd have that one.
Yeah.
Nats. I don't know Nats. She seems very nice. If you can stop her from
going
running.
Since I'm spending time with you, it's dumbed down a bit.
Has it? Yeah. Your average happiness score has dipped a little bit.
I spent a lot of time with James Martin now. I went out for dinner with him again last night. I just love
Last night, what did you go to his tent? Did you see him camping out in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah. Those of you that don't know, this is not James Martin, the chef's a good friend of the show's been on a few times.
People loved him last time, and he loved that people loved him.
Yeah, he does. He loves all of the attention and all the good stuff.
So Truds Chasey, Nats, James Martin.
John Holiday, my accountant, spend quite a lot of time with him.
That's not a bad little 5, is it?
No.
If you're the average of those people.
No, that's right. Good people make you good. People that make you think differently. Try and get around those people that push you.
I think people have a good energy.
Yeah, because a lot of people are small-minded.
Yeah.
And want to get rid of those people.
Yeah. But also I think you can have people that serve you for different purposes as well. Like you don't need to have not everyone in your world needs to be like a top level entrepreneur. Like you can have people like a Gabs, for example, your PT, you probably spend a lot of time with him. Amazing in the health and fitness space.
Yeah.
Business wise, like you're not really going to get much from Gabs in terms of business knowledge.
No.
But in terms of life,
definitely,
and again, another great energy person. Like
absolutely,
he's just infectious to be around, isn't he?
I think I never exercised at all, but Nats, my wife, constantly does it, and that has rubbed off on me.
You said in the letter a few weeks ago. Does he? You should stop doing that, Chuds.
Chuds,
if you get caught doing that in public, you'll be arrested.
A prolific exerciser as well.
He is.
Yeah.
And when you see people having good habits, does it encourage you to have more of your own? Because he done like a whole 30-day non-coffee thing, didn't he?
Yeah, but I think that I don't know why he did that, because I think why did you do that, Chaz? It was just to see if you could.
Yeah, just to experiment, to see what the withdrawal symptoms would be like. If you've got withdrawal symptoms from anything, you should probably be aware of that behaviour now.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
I was just seeing
the Oracle spoke.
Well, it's like a little Chris Williams.
Hang on a minute. No,
it's like an aggressive Chris Williamson.
James looked over with a face on, so I was giving him an answer.
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
like,
Oh,
"Why
did
did
he?
you do that? I don't know why he did that. Why did you do that?"
I'll tell you why he
So
does
I'm
that,
telling
because
you
it made
why.
him feel bad about some of his own habit. Because no one would have a hobnob with me or a cup of tea.
Yeah,
And James Sinclair, when his blood sugar gets low, is not nice.
no, it wasn't anything
It's like the
serious.
sticker advert. It's the stickers advert.
I'll tell you another New Year's resolution, just to move the conversation on. Another new is to think bigger again.
Really?
Yeah, I just, the bigger you think, life is easier.
Do you really think so?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Most people don't.
No.
Buying a bigger business is easier buying a smaller business. Once you know the
Is life
foundations.
easier at the moment than for you, do you think?
No, life is never easy for me.
Easier? As you're thinking bigger?
Every year you get more experience, I think it's easier. You get more confident in saying what your boundaries are, and you tell others that the way I would negotiate, the way I would tell people my expectations, I find that easier every year you get older.
In life and business?
Yeah.
So again,
'Cause
I'll put the question to you then.
You-
So is life
do you not-
easier for you?
Those things become
Now.
easier. The business is still a challenge because I'm always pushing to try and do more and more and more, and it's not an easy thing to do. But
You said in your newsletter recently, people could listen to old newsletters on this podcast feed now, which I think is a great idea, by the way. You are addicted to entrepreneurship and business.
yeah, I believe I am.
I actually, because the more you say it, the more
down
I'm
to the
like,
Priory.
you should do. Have a little dry it out session.
Elon Musk is
But it's
there.
one of those things, isn't it? Yeah,
Richard
you
Branson.
and Elon and
Yeah.
all the legends. But it can be, because an addiction is something you have the propensity to do, whether or not it serves you. So do you think there's a chance that you cross over to the point where this is not actually healthy or helpful for you?
Well, no, because
Because you said
I
in the
fall
newsletter,
in-
you
if I don't feel that I'm using my talents or my energy or my effort or my enthusiasm and I'm coasting, I do fall into something close to depression, I would say.
what is it?
Sorry to say that,
What
but
is
I
it?
do.
How does that like manifest itself? So like
I just
over like
think,
a Christmas
why are
break,
you
for
not doing
example.
this? You can do more. And I'm all right with having a few days off, but if I got to the end of the year, I want to look back at the last 365 days and think, yes, I've achieved some good stuff.
So
Yes.
did you at the end of last year, 2024?
Yeah,
Are you
yeah,
looking
I
back
will-
and going,
I will close this year off going, yeah, that was good. Cafe Deli was done well, and we got the dinosaur park open. We bought another day nursery, got some commercial property over the line. We made some improvements in parts of our business. I'm feeling good about certain things. So overall, I would say that I felt that I did some stuff this year that was good.
and what about for you, for your happiness though? Are you happier?
Well, I'm happier when I'm doing stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Doing makes me happy.
So if you get like a Cafe Deli deal, like something like that would be someone's life's work potentially. Like they do one and done, like
That's
done
not
this
what-
deal. So as soon as it's done or it looks like it's across the line, are you already on to the next thing?
Yeah, I've got always have 10 to 20 deals on at any one time.
Do you think that's healthy?
For me, I don't
And-
mind, but probably not for most people, no.
But for you, it's healthy.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Yeah, because it's what drives me. And if I'm not feeling like I'm getting stuff over the line, I honestly feel really bad. I get anxiety if I don't exercise. If I miss
Do
some
you?
stuff, yeah, I would be like, I'd get guilt.
So if you didn't do it in the morning, like it just ruins the rest of the day because you're thinking about the thing you didn't do.
No, I don't. It doesn't ruin the rest of the day, but I would think you're an idiot. You should have done that.
Do you talk nicely to yourself? Like your inner talk? Are you generally saying
Jesus.
nice? Are you saying nice?
This is getting
It's
very
because
deep now.
you brought us like counselling chairs to sit on
Yeah.
today. I feel like I want to sit back. Do you think you're kind to yourself? Like the inner dialogue of James Sinclair talking to James Sinclair.
There's a
Because we often,
dynamic.
as people, we will talk to ourselves in ways we would never dream of speaking to anybody else.
Yeah, I would always say you can do better and you should have handled that situation better if.
But you would say that to other people as well.
Yeah, I think, I'm 40 this year and
Oh, you're 40.
in June.
Should we go and do something mad like climb a mountain?
Yeah, I'm going to climb a mountain this year.
Are you?
Yeah, with
But
Gabs.
like a
Chuds
proper
is
one?
going to come along. What do you mean a proper one?
Like a proper mountain, not like a Ben Nevis or like one that's just like a bit like a hill.
Yeah, which one are we doing in Wales?
I thought we were going to do the 3 Peaks.
Yeah, the 3
I
peaks.
do the 3 Peaks, are you?
Yeah.
Okay,
But
but
they're all
that's proper.
They're quite far away from each other,
Yeah,
aren't they?
so the challenge is to do it
you
within
do it
24
over
hours,
the
isn't
year,
it?
don't you?
Over the year? No, you
do it in one go as fast as you can.
But I thought one was in Wales, one was in...
Yeah,
That's
you do
the
it
point.
That's
You travel and do it as fast as you can.
Right.
yeah, you got to do
You
it.
thought you were having a little 6-month break, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought, do one weekend.
No,
It's
you
not
do,
the 3
you do
peaks
it in
then, is
one
it?
go, in one day, within 20. The challenge is to do it within 24 hours.
How'd you do that?
You
So you-
get in a car.
You have to drive between locations. You walk, you
They're
climb the
quite
mountain.
far away from each other, aren't they?
Yeah, all part of the challenge.
Okay, yeah, well, we're doing the 3
He's
peaks.
regretting that.
No, I would like to do
so.
so. No, that I'm very happy to do.
I think they're saying about like a big birthday, doing something like I done a marathon on my 40th year, and
What
I
I
was like,
really
that
want for my 40th is a Wagamama's,
really.
my favourite chain restaurant.
Well, you want to own
Chili
one?
squid. No, just
Oh, just go for one.
yeah.
Chili squid at Wagamama's, and you're happy, are you?
Chicken katsu curry, baby. Or chicken chikariri, whatever that one is.
Wow, free advertising. You've been inadvertently sponsored by Wagamama's or something.
No, but we did talk about Wagamama's on the podcast, and the head of marketing listens, and he sent me and Chuds a load of vouchers to go to Wagamama's.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Didn't
Maybe he'll do
share
it again.
those out. Didn't share those out.
hang
did
on.
we?
He said podcast. It was literally 5 years ago. I
Fine.
think it was YouTube video. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't last week. Don't worry, JP.
Yeah. Back in the day, that was.
Back in the day, in the
When it wasn't
gloomy old
visual.
days.
So yeah, I do want to do more, and I'm acutely aware that your energy as you get older gets lower, but your wisdom gets.
Do you
higher.
think?
I don't know actually, but your wisdom, your priorities do change.
Yeah. Do you now look back on what you were doing before you had kids and like, what the hell was I doing with all my time? Because you always think you're busy, and then you chuck in some kids into the mix, and you're like, oh, now I'm busy.
No, I knew what I was doing with my time. I was a gigging entertainer.
Yeah.
So I would work Monday to Friday doing a proper CEO job, and then at any spare time, I was out gigging.
To
The
pay
gigging has
to pay
stopped.
for yourself.
Yeah, the gigging has stopped. Although I've been thinking,
You used to do a New Year's Eve gig, didn't you?
yeah,
Did you
right
still
up
go
until,
in?
yeah, a couple of
Your
years ago.
favourite restaurant or something? Give you your
Yeah.
first ever gig?
Yeah. But I do like being on stage and doing stuff like this. I thought about this morning. I woke up at 5 o'clock and inspiration struck me. And I thought, I think I should go on tour and do like evenings around the country doing the James Sinclair live, just doing 2 hour. I think people would like it.
Oh, you should do that, yeah.
Like, because I was thinking about the podcast show, like, I think we should probably do this live with an audience of 30 or 40, and then they come up. I was thinking that might be
That
a
would
good
be
way.
a cool format, yeah.
But we would tell them, look, and some of you might get picked to come up
yeah.
and have your 3 challenges pre-written down, and then we bring them up. And then, because I was thinking about our podcast live show, like I think people was expecting it to be the podcast, and actually the only way that would work is in a TV style audience where it's all set up and they can watch us.
Yeah.
And inspirations. And I thought, do you know what? We could go to Glasgow and do, set up in a place and then go to Birmingham, and it'd be just 2 hours in the evening. I think people would like it.
That would be good. You should do that over a week.
Yeah. Just go on tour.
Yeah.
I was thinking, then I went straight on eBay and put in tour buses for sale, get it all signed, written.
Of course you did.
Britain's battle bus for business.
Brilliant.
And then I was thinking, like, en route, we would get in each city, we would get listeners to nominate a great business that we would then just go and find
go
out
and
about
sit
them.
and do a YouTube video about it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great idea.
So in Glasgow,
I think you've got to do it now, and you've committed to it.
or
You said
if we
it.
go to Edinburgh, I think Edinburgh, and then we'd say, like, if you know a great business in Edinburgh that we should feature, and then we would go and find out about the numbers, that what they're doing really well. I was thinking,
Great idea.
What do you think to that idea?
You could go and see. You could go
sounds
see
fun, yeah.
Gemma at Herbal Dog on the way. She's in
Yeah,
Newcastle. You could go dot around.
We are
that.
going to, because I was so impressed by her. We
Yeah.
have scheduled that in, so we're going to go and
Oh, are you?
put her on the main YouTube channel. Find out how she's doing many millions of pounds on TikTok from a standing start. And if you haven't checked out that episode, you really need to go and check
it's
it
very
out.
good.
Listen to Gemma's story. Probably 10 episodes ago back, maybe more. But what is it called, Juds? Can you find out what that's called for us? Just so we can read out the title of it. So I've got an interesting fact or quote of the week.
Have you?
Is there a knock at the door?
There is a knock at the door indeed. Hold fire. There it is.
Interesting quote or fact. Interesting quote
Quote
or
or fact.
Interesting quote or fact.
It's time for the interesting quote or fact of the week.
I am going to say what I'm about to say is my most favourite business interesting fact that I think I've ever read out on the podcast.
Wow.
It's up there. Do you know how many people messaged in and have spoken to me about how many shipping containers are on on one of those big ships?
Because you hear it, even if you know it's still a fact, you have
That's
to
one
check
of
it yourself. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
one of them. And everyone has come to James Martin, regular listener, been on the show. He goes, I had to go and Google it because I thought you got it wrong.
That's when you know you've got a good fact. People are like, that can't be true.
For those of you that don't know, I think it's worth repeating. If you're there's around 20,000 shipping containers on one of those big freight liners.
Yeah,
one ship. You know, and everyone thinks it's 300 or 400. But anyway, so but this one is just baloney to me. What is the 6th largest restaurant chain in the world, JB?
Oh, the 6th largest restaurant chain. I bet it's something like super random, like Wimpy or something like that.
You'd think that, would you?
Hang on. I wonder. I know what sort of content you've been consuming recently. Is it IKEA?
How did you know that? Did you tell him?
No, he didn't tell me.
No.
It's because I was listening to the IKEA Acquired episode.
Yeah,
and
me
they were
too.
talking about
Yeah.
the meatballs and how they'd always given food away
Did you
from the
listen?
50s.
Have you finished it?
No, not yet.
Right, so they are the 6th largest restaurant chain in the world.
Okay.
And here is
That
where
is mad.
this gets even crazier. How many stores have IKEA got in the world? Do you know this?
No.
Have a guess.
What was it, 190-ish countries? I'm going to go 2,000.
476.
Really?
And when I was listening on that episode, over 800 million visitors a year into the 476.
That's crazy.
Blows my mind.
Yeah. That's a good fact.
If you haven't done some research into IKEA and look into their whole business model, there's some really good lessons. And actually, IKEA have got some great PDFs on their website, like Costco have, where you can really dive into how that business is. They've got over 50 billion euros in cash in the bank.
Never borrowed money ever.
Once.
Yeah, for like
200.
250
Well, I think
kroner or whatever it was back in the
it's
day.
probably the equivalent to 100 quid today.
Yeah.
Where they just bought some pens and they were
That's-
doing a mail catalogue. But I just, that to me is fantastic.
That episode of that podcast was staggeringly good. And what was really interesting, I thought, was the fact that they, in a category of retail or a category of furniture, no one has ever competed with them.
Not really.
No one could touch them.
Amazon Basics, I think, and Wayfair are the closer, but still a million miles away from them. But really, Wayfair, 5 billion revenue worldwide,
Okay.
which is chunky.
Yeah.
And IKEA is many billions more.
Amazing.
Madness.
Great.
And they make all their stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's all made by them.
And what I loved as well is it was
They
almost
own the factory. So
the,
sorry, it's
the
not
flat packing. Also, they own the entire supply chain.
Yeah.
The fact that it was the flat pack furniture concept was an accident.
Yes, it was.
When they were loading it into a truck, they're like,
Yeah.
let's just take the legs off. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Why don't we take the legs off?
Yeah.
Because up until that point, they were saying that all furniture being delivered
Yeah.
made.
Yeah. It's mad.
There you go.
But what's your interesting fact or quote of the
Well,
week?
I've been sent some facts from a listener.
you?
Big shout out to Kamal, because he was like, I think you need a hand. So he sent me, he said, I've got free facts for you. He said, I've got free facts for you.
And you have the cheek to have a go at me.
No, but I
for
didn't-
going on my
yeah, but
Instagram and saying hello.
I didn't ask. No, sorry. It's Moses Kamali. So Moses, shout out to you, because the next 3 episodes I'm just going to use Moses facts, because he's given context and then like comparisons, which I thought was very well done of him. Fun fact number 1: Nvidia's market value as of late 2024, Nvidia's market value exceeded 2.7 trillion, making it larger than the total market capitalization of the UK, France, or Germany.
You didn't even know about Nvidia until I told you on this podcast.
I thought it was a cream. Comparison to the UK.
Can I just let's give people some homework. Go and put Jensen, who is the CEO of Nvidia, and just watch some interviews with him on YouTube. Very smart individual and some good learnings.
Are you laughing over there, Chuck? So I have to.
JB said, I thought it was a cream.
I love the stuff he doesn't pick up. I'm going to have to mute you if you're going to laugh at that, Chad. Comparison to the UK, because Moses is such an overachiever.
How did I
The
not
total
hear that?
value, I say lots of stuff you don't hear. The total value of the companies listed on the London Stock Exchange is approximately 2.6 trillion. Have you updated your stock exchange, though? It's pretty tipped over now, isn't it?
Oh, so
2.6
Nvidia
trillion.
is worth
meaning
more than-
Nvidia alone is now worth more than all of the UK's listed companies combined.
Well, what we were.
That angered him a little bit, didn't it? I'm not thinking big enough. I'm gonna take Jensen Button down. Wait till I open every farm park and
Jensen
whatever it's
Button.
called.
he's the Formula One
That's
driver.
it.
There we
Turns out
go.
all Jensens. Have you ever met a Jensen who's not a legend? No. Guess what I'm calling my next kid? Jensen.
Are you going to have another
Am
kid?
I? No, I'm not.
You can't, can you?
Ah,
Have you had a procedure?
I haven't had a procedure, no,
I have.
but I've got 2 bricks in the garden
I
if I
have.
need it. Have you?
Oh, yeah, baby.
Did you?
Yeah, I had it done.
Oh my God, my level of respect for you's gone up even further. No, I've just got 2 bricks if I have to.
Guess what
If I get the
my-
urge, I'll just bang it between
This
it.
is the most interesting fact or quote of the week. The guy that did that procedure, and let me tell you now,
Had tiny hands. Oh, it's a good one today. You can tell it's the first recording.
guess what his name was, the doctor. This is not a joke. People are definitely going to Google it now. His name was Dr. Acorn. And that is not a joke. It was the strangest, that's a strange thing. I hope it's warm in that room, doing everything you can. And then there's a woman opens the door and like, oh no, I thought this was going to be men. Oh dear, it's true. It was a very strange day out. That
Very
was.
attractive woman, but she had very cold hands. It's a terrible combination. It's a terrible combination.
Yeah. So,
Right, should we talk about George's business now?
yeah.
Right, so biggest challenge. So this is George is from Ultra Flow Window Cleaning. Biggest challenge right now is having enough monthly revenue to onboard a great additional member of staff. Also, which is the best way to employ my staff, PAYE or franchise it like Pimlico Plumbing. Like the Pimlico plumbers get paid per job. Second challenge, fully automating our water filling stations for simplicity and making the model scalable for the future. Third challenge, sourcing good quality and affordable cleaning supplies and equipment for us to trade business to business. In 1 year's time, we always ask people, where do you want to be in 1 year's time? He said he wants to onboard 1 great member of staff and open another pure water filling station at a new location. What will the business look like when it's finished? Ultraflow will run without me in it. It will have a sales team and have 50 vans out on the road and 25 automated pure water filling stations. And then he's got a bunch of questions that he would like to ask to you as well.
What do you think is the difference between?
George,
So he's a window cleaning company, but this water filling station thing. What's
I
that?
don't know what that is.
We need to ask that.
They have that in the back of the trucks, don't they? They have the pure water. So instead of you having to like get up and really like chamois or whatever it was, the thing they go, which I love watching. I don't know why.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that with pure water. Just sprays it.
Okay, let's get him on, baby.
Should we get him on? Right, George, hello. Are you there, sir?
I am. Thank you.
So give us a...
Very serious, George. I am.
I am, and I am ready for your wisdom. Tell us a little bit about Ultraflow window cleaning in your own words, mate. Give us the hardcore sales pitch. Make me want you to clean my windows, George.
Ultraflow was founded in September 2022 as just a window cleaning business at the beginning. over the last 2 years, we've added extra exterior cleaning services, pressure washing, roof cleaning, gutter clearing. And as of November 2024, we opened our first filling station from my home. So we have window cleaners come daily and fill up their vans for their work.
You're supplying the enemy, George.
Well, no, we're working together. We'll put it that way.
Nice.
Why? Sorry, just ignorance here. Why do people not just fill up with water at home? What's special about your water?
Our water goes through a filtration system and deionized and some other couple bits. But basically, if you sprayed your garden tap onto your windows, you'll be left with minerals and scale, which will cause a spotting, where ours is completely pure, so it will dry clear.
Well, who knew?
I knew that. Do you not know that?
Shut up.
I knew that because our window cleaner's got a van full of water. And
No,
he's
but you
basically,
didn't
I didn't know before because he came around, he charged us 45 quid. And he was done and dusted in about 25 minutes. I said, Taylor, he's mugged us off. I said he didn't even get a chamois leather out. She was like, a chamois leather? All right, Grandpa. He sprayed it with like filtered water. I was like, what is this of which you speak? And it did. And it just went, it was there 1 minute, like all like raindrops, and it disappeared. Like magic it was.
Wow.
I'm surprised you didn't use it as a trick back in the day.
Well, do you do everyone's all around London and Essex?
So yeah, we cover some schools in London, in Hackney area.
Yeah.
All the rest of our work is mainly Essex. We do have a retirement home in Biggleswade, so Bedfordshire. But most of the work is Essex-based, so Malden, Witham, Braintree, Chelmsford.
Ask him the first question, Jimbo. We've been told off for this. We must remember to do this.
How did you get your first customer?
There we go.
My first customer, so I was working for a maintenance company at Cambridge University, and they allowed us vans on the weekends. So I headed out to a new build estate near me, and I knocked on doors. And luckily enough, the first one answered and signed up there and then.
Well done.
I
mate.
love that.
Knocking on doors. And do you still do that?
Yes. So at the moment, I'm struggling. Like to get the time to knock and run it is now becoming a bit of a friction zone, which is why I'm looking to employ someone to free up a bit of my time. Hopefully, we can then both go out knocking and have a bit of a competition who can get the most customers each month.
Can I ask you what's the? Let me think about this. What's the average order value? So what does it cost to do a house?
So the average house is around about £20. I worked out our average customer value per year, and it's £250.83 at the moment.
So each customer you get is worth £250.83. And how often do they come and do it all?
So 90% of our customers are on our monthly, so it's either 4 to 6 weeks depending on the weather, and the other 10% is on a 8-weekly.
God, I'm surprised so many people have it done monthly. That seems a lot because we have it done every 8 weeks, and I'm about Simon. He's coming to knock me for another 50 quid. I'm like, they look all right. Do you not think they're all right? He's like, oh, shut up, you tight ass. We're getting them done.
Oh, and does the guttering get included in all of them?
No, so this year we've added our pressure washing services, so roof cleaning, driveway cleaning, patios, and the gutter cleaning. So this is like an upsell to our existing customers.
What does it cost if I want you to do the guttering, the roof, the whole kit caboodle?
So for the guttering on a standard, a 3-bed house, the guttering front and back is £95, and roof clean, depending on the roof, it usually ranges between 1,300 and £2,000.
And why do people need their roofs done?
So on your roof, you'll get build up of moss over time. The problem with that is through the winter months when it's all freezing, if you've got any damage on your roof, say like a hairline crack in a tile, when the moss freezes, it will expand. And then when it thaws out, obviously, that is then made the crack bigger. So over time, it will cause damages to your roof.
Right.
You're thinking about your roof now, aren't you?
Yeah.
You got a bit of roof moss on that roof, I bet.
Well, I'm thinking if you're close to Chelmsford, are you? Do you do any in Chelmsford?
Yes, yeah, we have rounds in Chelmsford. Most of our rounds are Chelmsford, Braintree, Whittam. We have one round in Romford that we're there monthly.
All right. Message me on Instagram, baby. You got a new customer.
Yay! Well, it's worth coming on the show just for that, wasn't it? How does a round work? I've always been intrigued by this because isn't it, or is it maybe like an old wives' tale? There's like turf wars between window cleaning firms. Like you can't go on someone else's turf.
Well, I think it's a bit. I think in the past with skip drivers, it was the same. To be honest, there's enough work out there for everyone.
Yeah.
If you're good and you're competitive and you're consistent, everyone can get enough work.
And you just knock the doors in a new area. You just go to, and what's the sort of the metrics of an area that you'd look for? Is it sort of like minimum 3 beds, nice car in the driveway, like they've got the excess cash to warrant spending on it? Or how would you pick somewhere that you want to go and try and create a new round if you were?
Not at all, really. You knock any door. Many people, we have a set minimum charge, and you get a mix of customers. You get people that don't have the lovely new house with the big cars, and they still sign up for the monthlies.
And so when you say you were looking to employ somebody else that you can knock, and would you clean on the same day? So like, do you want your windows doing, and they do it there and then you try and sign them up to a package as well? So you're doing that all at the same time?
No. So what we do, we have a system on our website. So you sign up online to a direct debit. You then get added to the round. You get a text message the evening before each of your visits. And then once you've had your windows cleaned, it comes out 3 to 5 working days afterwards. So what we would do is our working days would be out in the van cleaning. And then the days that we've freed up, we'd go out knocking, is the idea I've got in my head. Onboarding them and then putting them on the round from the following month.
Okay, so here's what I would do if this is my business. I would employ a couple of people to do all the cleaning and go and do all of that good stuff. And then your job is to just go and get
chief door knocker.
That's it, JB.
Yeah.
That's it. It's very simple. And you'll be, I think look, I mean, we speak to lots of people on this pod and you can just tell that if someone's got something, and I think you have got it, like you've done this very quick, you just go on our website and you sign up for a direct debit. You're not scared of technology like that. There ain't many window cleaners that want to do all that stuff. They want to get the cash in hand. They don't want to build something. They want to just dodge the tax man and use this as a profitable job. Your big fear about this being a profitable job should be your biggest driver to turn this into next stage of business, stage after that, an investment. Stage after that, an investment. If you can afford it, employ someone to be on the tools so that you are out there getting customers. Go and meet 10 schools. And what I love about this business is I think about lots of businesses where people can try before they really buy. It's a very, very cool business concept model. And I think about Disney as being the masters of this. You can go to the cinema, spend £10 or whatever it is, 20 quid now to go to the cinema, the rip-offs that they are. But you can go and watch Moana at the cinema or Frozen at the cinema, or you can get Disney Plus for a very small amount at home and consume all of their stuff before you buy the toys, before you go on the holiday, before you go on the Disney cruise. And I think you have got a similar sort of thing here.
Windows, patio, roof.
Yeah. And then you do the big houses, and that might be a head teacher, and they get to know you and they go, do you want to come and do my commercial bit? And I think when you've got a direct to consumer business that also does direct to business as well, or business to business, when you mix them together, you have a really good business. And this could become a 2.5 million turnover business all around that facilities management place. And the window cleaning could be the
Trojan
gateway
horse
drug, or
the
Trojan horse, the entry into all of your other services. And I tell you now, as a kids entertainer, when I started out doing kids magician-y stuff, all of my corporate clients were people that worked for BP, that worked for IKEA that we spoke. I'd done loads of stuff for IKEA back in the day, but they all saw me do kids parties and
privately.
It was the head of HR, and then it just goes on and on and on. But what people want to do is they go, I want to do the work for IKEA, but I don't want to do the reps and sets at the beginning. And I think you could have something really good here. Yes, embrace technology. Look, I think if you sacrificed some of your income for 90 days to employ a couple of people to do all the rounds, and then you go out there and just get cash flow for your business, I think you'd have a very lovely thing here, George.
Yeah, it's the problem. Well, it's not a problem. It's just what I'm in my head procrastinating about is how to get in front of more commercial clients. Because obviously, if I employ someone now, it's only going to be a matter of time before we meet that VAT threshold, and then all of our costs are going to be up. So, like all our residential customers, I don't know. I'm just a bit wary of all their prices going up as well, and employing people at once. You know, it's all going to come at the same time.
But George, you're going to go down I started the podcast with this little phrase. You've got a choice. Do you go down the path less travelled or the path most travelled? And you need to make that decision. Once you've made that decision, you know what you need to do. You're going to have to put your prices up 10% and maybe take a little bit of a hit on the VAT yourself. But actually, if you did go and get 10 office blocks, 10 schools, and you make yourself do it, then I think you in 10 years' time, the George that's 50 or 60 would go back and go, I'm very glad that I decided to make a bit more effort to professionalize and go to the next level.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people would get in your situation, they would go, well, I need to invest in a new site and put £250,000 into XYZ so that I could go to the next level. But actually, for you to go to the next level, it's graft, isn't it? Do you not think, JB?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's elbow grease, isn't it?
And if you
proven that if you put out the time knocking, we build customers.
See, that's the thing. You've got to prove
so
a model.
Know, yeah.
So you know, and like Jimbo says, all you've got to do, because I think what a lot of people do, and I remember you saying this years and years ago to me. It might have been the first time I ever recorded a podcast with you. You said people fear employing people. Business owners fear employing people. I fear not employing people.
Yeah.
And it's in the way. And I remember you saying that the reason the fear is, you said, and you understood it, is that you look at a salary, you go, I've got to find 50 grand this year for that person. No, you don't. In the next 30 days, you've got to find 2.5 grand.
Yes.
Like, that's a very different mentality to have. And you could break that down and go, I've got to find 700 quid a week.
Yeah.
I've got to find 135 quid a day. When you start incrementally breaking it down, you go, actually, that's a lot more doable. And how much work, George, could you win if you're just knocking doors? Because like Jimbo said, whatever it is, that X factor that people have got that make them succeed, like you've definitely got it.
There's a few things that you said. Like you said that there's plenty of work for everyone.
Yeah.
Like when you said, oh, your competition, and you very quickly went, no, there's plenty of work for everyone.
Yeah.
And we all get on really well. You've got this open mindset for growth. But I get it. I get it. If you've never paid VAT before and you're going to lose 20% of your turnover, that's why I always campaign that VAT should be from £10,000, because this is the danger. And the data doesn't lie that so many businesses just stop at 90,000 or whatever it is. And they just do not push themselves over that. And the data doesn't lie for anyone that's now going to shout at me in the comments and say, no, we need to. Because what happens is people want the VAT threshold to be raised to, say, 200,000. What then will happen is you'll have loads of businesses stop at 200,000.
199, yeah.
Yeah, and I want everyone to, if that was at £10,000,
everyone's paying it.
Everyone's paying it, George, and it wouldn't be a consideration of yours. You wouldn't have even said that on the podcast today. True?
Well, that's why I did update one of my challenges, because one of the challenges was just to ask about that, and I know you just got to suck it up and get on with it. You got to bypass that, otherwise you stay below that forever. So.
Go and find more of those B2B clients, because they won't care, because they are repaying, they're claiming the VAT back on their own stuff as well. So you need to have enough of those for it not to matter, if that makes sense.
I love the business model of direct to consumer and B2B mixed together. I just think it's beautiful.
You do it with Teddy Tastic, don't you?
So many of my businesses.
Yeah.
And what happens is they both feed each other. So I mean, Teddy Tastic is in Haven, it's in Centre Parks. Since we've been in all these holiday parks, the amount of direct-to-consumer customers we get now that buy direct off of our website and buy off of Amazon, off of us. I mean, we've done gangbuster stuff on direct-to-consumer this year, but B2B has helped. It's an ecosystem, isn't it?
Yeah, which is why we've started the pure water supply as well, is because, one, it reduces our cost and it's very low, like, your wage to turnover ratio is considerably
you,
lower.
George, you're saying all the
It's-
lingo.
oh,
You
it's
know
like
all the stuff, mate. You know what? I think. What do you want to do? You know, in your last years of life, go. Yeah, I could have built something really good, but I decided to stick with a profitable job.
No, I don't have that.
Come on.
Yeah.
I think you're better.
less than 1% of people are thinking the way that you're thinking.
Yeah.
I reckon it's less than 0.5% are thinking the way that you're thinking. You're
And
already ahead of the game. You just don't even realise
talking
it.
in metrics like you are. That's a really good habit for business. Really good. And again, Lowe's, that's a path less traveled. People do not talk in those metrics. You know, they want to take all the money out of the business, spend it all on lifestyle that they can't really afford. But actually, if you just spend a few years living like most won't, you can live the rest of your life like most could only dream of. And I think you could have that with this business. You use that window cleaning as the gateway drug to your higher value services. You can now spend £2,000 to have your roof done. You can spend a few £100s to get your guttering done. It's a nice residual income, predictable business. You could then probably bolt on, oh, do you want your Christmas decorations put up? That's a great business, by the way. So you go, December could be like gangbusters for you.
Yeah.
You want all your lights put up? Yeah, we provide a service on that. So you get that nice creamy cash flow coming in November and December. You know, there's lots of other things you can do, you know, jet washing on the driver. I mean, you're doing all this stuff, you know, then you could go off and then buy companies. This is where it gets really interesting. Create an ecosystem of lots of vertical integration. You buy a carpet cleaning company, you go to all your clients, they know they're paying you. Because once people are paying you regularly, their risk reversal and their habits are diminished, aren't they? They go, yeah, okay, do you want to come round and do the carpets?
Quite for that, yeah.
And you can just ring people up and go, oh, we're coming to do your windows in 6 weeks, but here's some other services we're doing right now. And as a valued customer, you get a discount on that, or you get a package offer. Oh, great business.
So at the moment, I find that upselling the customers, they're already in before they know the ins and outs of pricing and stuff like that. I'm a little bit wary of becoming generalized, because we've done carpet cleaning and we've got the machines, but it's how far do I go? I need to employ people and not just be doing it all myself. Don't know.
Absolutely, yeah. But I think generalized businesses are tough, but if you've got specialist businesses within
it's still specialized as well. You're not a general
I mean,
firm, are you? You're in the cleaning niche. You're known for that thing, whether it be a patio
brands
roof.
And then you have a holding brand. That's really what, you know, look at Disney, you know, they buy Star Wars and they keep Star Wars in that specialist sci-fi world, but it's part of an ecosystem of a bigger business.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. You know, people actually say to me, oh, you think, but actually lots of it is very specialist. You know,
someone said it to you on YouTube a couple of weeks ago, didn't they?
Yeah,
So you talk about vertical integration, but your stuff's really varied. You're like, yeah, but it's varied in the space that I'm in.
Yeah. And Chuds, who works on the JSE stuff, you know, this stuff, you know, he doesn't really get involved with other parts of the business. Then we have separate directors for each part of the business. But where there are economies of scale, where we can offer help to other businesses as you buy other companies, I mean, maybe that's the thing maybe you need to do, George. Just buy a company that's got 6 or 7 staff that's turning £1 million. It's probably easier than you might realise to do something like that. And then all of a sudden you've got what you need.
Yeah, I've thought about it, but I don't know where to start, to be honest. But there's
this bloke on YouTube called James Sinclair. Keep watching his content and
he's got a massive ego, but he does know a thing or two.
You'll slowly pick it up, baby.
The great thing is as well, the people you potentially want to buy are coming up to fill their vans up every single day because of the other bit that you've got from that pure water filling. Great model.
Yeah. Good business. George, have you got anything else you'd like to ask us?
So more down the avenue of the water supply. So we're looking to scale that so we'll have containers with the systems in. And we just need to find spots where we can link up the water supply and electric. There's another company doing it that are national, but they have no competitors really. And if I can tap into that, that's the idea. But I was listening to one of your podcasts a while back now with a guy that was renting out containers. And it was like he needed to buy the spot for it to be sellable, where this company that are national now, they, I believe, rent their spots. So it's like a car parking spot and a 10-foot container space that they rent. So although you get hundreds of sites, then the resale value very limited. I wondered whether you thought of any.
No, you don't need to buy a property to increase the resale value, and lots of venture capitalists, private equity buy companies and don't want the property. The resale value is usually done on a multiple of profits. But if you do have the property, I think there is mega wins. Number one, you can keep the property and be the landlord and have residual income after exit of the business. But other people might then choose to buy it because you've got the property. But I wouldn't be held down that you absolutely need to have the property. Don't let that be the dampener for you to go out and do things. And in at this stage, when your business is, under 100,000, I won't be concerned about that. In 5 years' time, you're turning millions of quid and you can get yourself some commercial freeholds, then absolutely, yes, you should do that. But that doesn't mean that you stop doing what you're doing now, and maybe renting them at the beginning. What would be good is a lease option where you rent them, or rent option, lease option, where you get first right of refusal to buy them if you want to be able to buy them in the future. That is a very smart thing to do.
Okay, that's something I'll look into. Also, what do you think on the idea of selling cleaning supplies business to business? So basically, the idea, I like the model of the pure water because it's a daily recurring revenue. It's almost like the window.
You're good.
I wondered whether you'd recommend doing that, or I should just solely focus on the service business that I've got that I know is proven and working, and just hit that first.
Interesting. I think you should follow one course until successful, but then once you've got that, you should be buying in those vertical integration things. Maybe you buy a company that does cleaning stuff, and then you fold that in and you become the customer of it. But I think you need to get the first one really cooking, and then you bring in all these other satellite businesses so that your cash flow stays within your business. Certainly I always, but look, you've watched my stuff, you listen to my stuff. If we're spending over £100,000 with someone, I'm thinking, how can we do that ourselves, or how can we buy them? That is absolutely my thought process.
Okay. Yeah. I know what we need to do then.
Anything else, my love?
No, how would you get in front of these commercial clients?
Great question.
Because at the moment they're just trickling through really off of Google, the commercial stuff.
What through SEO or through paid adverts?
I'll be honest, I've created the website myself, but I don't really understand it all very much. It's working, but whether it's working as optimized as it could, I don't know that.
Well, when you get more money, go and speak to an SEO agency and a PPC agency and get paid for leads. But I wouldn't do that at this point. I would be doing direct response marketing. So sending out letters, getting in the car and knocking on doors, getting more cash flow. But once that's established, Google can be very powerful with things like this.
Okay. All right. I'll look into that then.
But look, if you're not an SEO expert, you're not a Google PPC expert, it is worth paying an agency at that point to do that for you. And if you and meet three of them, do what we call a beauty parade, get them all in, and see which one can offer you the best service. But what I worry about, and I actually did get someone put a comment yesterday, JB, on the podcast thing. You always slag off SEO companies. I don't slag off SEO companies. I use SEO agencies in 2 of our businesses right now. I absolutely believe in SEO, but actually I think there's a lot of low-hanging fruits.
Yeah.
And what people do, business owners, this is what I'm trying to get here, and maybe I'm not making it clear, is I think it makes them lazy. Oh, I've got an SEO agency. That's where all my leads are going to come from. Now I won't bother doing the good old-fashioned stuff, picking up the phone, knocking on doors. Whereas I want people to do that stuff first, get really good at that, then SEO, then PPC, then meta ads. We do it all in our business. I actually posted yesterday a picture of there's 9 people in our in-house marketing team just for my companies, and we use outside agencies for stuff as well. But never will that get in the way of picking up the phone and getting in the car and knocking on doors. Never.
Yeah, you prioritize that.
And it works because you've done it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think? All entrepreneurs could be a great thing if they just done, you have to start a window cleaning round before you can start any other business.
Oh, wouldn't it be great?
What
Something
a
where you have to
brilliant
knock on the
discipline.
door and ask for a sale.
Do you know what I was thinking the other day? I'm going to make sure my children become waiters and waitresses for just a period of time.
Yeah.
Once you've got that in you where you can just go up and talk to
a stranger.
randoms.
It's so true.
Yeah.
So true. Brilliant stuff. George, where can people, if they're listening from East London / Essex and they're thinking, I like that fella, I want him to come and do my commercial unit, where can I get in touch?
Ultraflowwindowcleaning.co.uk, and we're also on Facebook and Instagram, and all the details on there.
Okay, don't forget, if the person that organised this pod with you from my team, can you just email them and I'll get you round to quote to do my house. I want a really good price though. I want my gutters. I want my gutters cleaned out.
You want the full work?
I want the full works,
Full
baby.
works.
And I want it. And I'll message it. I'll put it on my Instagram.
Oh, here we go. He wants a freebie. Don't you hate it? You always see them celebrities and they get on the free gear. You're the ones who can afford it. That's you, Sinclair. That's you.
I don't want it free. I just want a good price.
Don't forget you're about to go over the VAT threshold, George, so make sure you top up that 10% before you send him the quote, because he told you to do it. He told you to do it.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Thank you for being on the pod, mate, and all the best with everything you're doing. Good for you, mate. Nice one. Cheers, George. Take care. There you go, George, all the way from Ultra Flow. I thought he was fantastic.
Yeah, good guy. He's going to go. It's funny, isn't it? This. Would you say you're a little bit scared of? I mean, you reversed your business size, but you're going again, aren't you?
Yeah.
So,
I don't fear it now, though.
why?
I think after you've employed that one first person,
Yeah,
you will never fear it again. When you actually understand that you're buying time, once you've seen that, you can't unsee it. Once you've experienced it, you can't unexperience it.
Interesting thing, but you're a B2B business, so the VAT thing's never an issue, is it? But in this direct to consumer thing,
we do. Although it's B2B, we have got, we started off with small clients who weren't VAT registered, so they were experts, coaches, consultants, mentors who are doing, 100 grand a year kind of revenue. That's so the 20% jump. I did fear it.
What do you think about consultancy businesses?
I think they can be a good short-term cash cow, and they can be a massive long-term time drain. I think both of those things are correct.
When I was doing
always time for money.
Yeah.
But as long as you're getting enough money for your time, if you are happy with that, then I think it's all right.
When I was doing it, and I did a lot of consultancy 4 or 5 years ago. My God, it exhausted me.
It's just not your thing, though, is it? Because you get annoyed if you have to do something more than once that could be a repeatable task. You get frustrated, don't you?
Okay. Thank you for that analysis of me.
No, but it's true, though, isn't it? Which I think is a great thing. Because you could easily, the skills that you've got, you could have 10 grand a day, 10 grand an hour consultancy clients, and you could have 5 a day. I guarantee you could be doing 50 grand a day consulting if you wanted to. £250,000 a week. £1 million a month.
10 grand an hour. If anyone wants to pay me 10 grand, I'll do it.
You won't though, will you? Because you hate it.
No, what I am trained.
Go on, name your price down that camera there, and let's see who gets in touch.
Well, if people get in touch, I do it every now and then. If I think they're a good business, they're growing, and I can really help them, and I usually can do it in 1 hour. I'll do it between. It starts $3 grand, but I don't get excited about doing it. What I am trained in my brain to do is leverage tasks where I'm doing the work once and I get paid forever. So if I go and buy a business and I put 100 hours into getting that deal over the line, I'm thinking for the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years, and probably into perpetuity, I'm going to keep on benefiting from
Do you think that mentality has been crafted because you were running £1 million quid company and still having to be a gigging kids party entertainer on the weekends to pay yourself?
Maybe.
Because I think that's actually a really good mentality to have.
Maybe. There was something that we always talk about that only 5% of businesses make it over 10 years old in the UK. But just, and I think that's probably the same for America and most of Europe and probably the world. There was something I don't know where I got it from. There's something called the Lindy effect. Have you heard of this?
Yeah, I have recently on a podcast.
The Lindy effect, where if something's been going for 20 years, there's a good chance it will go into the future the same
Yeah.
again. And every year it gets older and more established. So if a business is 50 years old, the Lindy effect kicks in and it has more chance of going off into the future. So the risk is diminished. And that's why I always say to people, when you're buying companies, if you buy companies that are at least 10 years old, they've got 10 years of profitable accounts, there's a good chance that, unless you're an absolute wally, that will go off into the future too. So that's a good little tip there.
Yeah.
Interesting tip of the week.
Well, it's not time for that, though, but it is time for a little bit of this, though. It's time for the business quiz.
It's Jim versus JP.
Don't forget,
on the
we've got
Quiz
to
and
do the 8
Business
traits of the
Eve.
greats.
I haven't
Business
forgotten.
knowledge and it's
Oh,
fun.
yeah, we have.
Which one's
Sorry.
clever and which one's dumb? Izzy, Wizzy,
Let's get quizzy, and then we'll do the 8 traits of the greats. For the regular listeners, we decided to mix it up because it's the new year. New year, new me, new us.
Okay, well, Chuds has just texted me something that I've got to check out.
Oh, okay. So here we go.
8 traits of the greats. What about, have we got the, we've got some awards to give out.
Within this envelope, there is a top secret business fact, business statistic, and me versus award-winning James Sinclair. We have to guesstimate the answer within the envelope. And you at home, listening or watching, can join in as well. Guys, I just had to press pause here because we've got a bit of an inside joke going on. I've already been fed the answers to the question that you're about to hear in this week's business quiz. Chuds, our producer, has already told me the information. So for the next couple of weeks worth of shows, every time that we play this game, I'm going to beat Jimbo and we're going to see how much we can annoy him. It's a bit of an inside joke, so you're on the inside with us. Shh, keep it quiet. Today's question: how many active members use Facebook every month?
There we go.
How many active members use Facebook every month? Every month.
Side note on Meta. When they rebranded and went away from Facebook, because they've obviously got Facebook, WhatsApp,
Yeah.
Instagram, they've probably got some other stuff, haven't they? And we're going to become Meta now. I thought that was really stupid when they done. I thought, what a waste of time. But in hindsight, with my Meta glasses,
Yeah.
I think it's a very good idea
Yeah.
because he's obviously very smart, this Zuckerberg guy. These are one of my favourite purchases ever.
Is that a charging thing as well?
It is a charging
Oh, it's
thing.
good, isn't it? Oh, it's
And,
well put together.
He's thought about things really well here because
Oh, look, it goes like a little green thingamajiggy.
I mean, we're not paid for this. This is just my opinion. It's
Yet.
very good. The battery's not very good. I think
That's why we're not getting paid for it.
The battery should be better, but
How long
on
is
the
it?
whole, it's like if you're on the phone a lot, it does drain quite quickly.
Maybe they're for recording videos, not for being on the phone, really, aren't they?
Well, I like them for being on the phone. I love them for being on the phone.
They are weird. They do bone density audio,
Yeah, that's what they are.
which is freaky.
Yeah, it's
So you can hear it, but it's not in your ears. It's condensed. It's the vibrations in your ear bones,
but
which is odd.
what they done very well with that, because do you remember when Google brought out their Google glasses?
Yes.
No one wants to go around saying, "Have you seen my Google glasses?"
Yeah.
Because these are Ray-Bans.
Yeah.
And Ray-Bans, arguably the biggest fashion sunglass thing in the world. I wanted to buy them because they're Ray-Bans and I prefer Ray-Bans. And I don't mind saying, "Hey Meta" to like, "Hey Siri." I would have been right Wally saying, "Hey Facebook."
Yeah.
So there we go. I think that actually, I was wrong about that. I think the whole Meta rebrand was a good idea of Mikey's. On the Facebook users,
I've got a question for you before we do this. When was the last time you used Facebook as a user?
every day.
Do you still use it every day?
Yeah.
I absolutely, as a user experience, hate it these days. That at everybody functionality that
That's
they built
awful.
into it. What on earth were they thinking?
Yeah,
In a
that's
world
awful.
where they're trying to
I don't think Chance
encourage.
uses it. You don't use it, do you, Chance?
Never.
Never. There we go. What about Instagram, Chance? You're still on there, aren't you, Instagram?
Yeah, way too much, yeah.
Do you like Instagram?
Ooh, liking a platform is different. I like YouTube. I don't think I like anything else on my phone.
Do you know what?
Really?
Yeah, if we could just not use our phones, I think life would be better, but we have to, don't we?
Yeah.
So I don't even see YouTube as a social media platform now.
What did you
Yeah,
say?
same,
Alex?
yeah.
Content.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
It's like got its own, I don't know what the thing is. I put YouTube up there with Netflix. I put it
Yeah,
up
yeah.
there, with Disney Plus, like that. it's quality in many ways.
That's a good example of like
the Daily Telegraph. I put it up.
Yeah,
which I
as a media, so it's a media brand, not a social network. Yeah, that's true actually.
But Instagram, Facebook, I go on every day. Never go on X.
No, I don't.
Never go on Snapchat.
Threads? Do you remember Threads?
Judge uses Threads, I think.
Do you still use Threads? Do you?
Yeah.
So the cool kids are on Threads. Come on then, get to the point. Oh, and it's not an interesting fact, is it? Sorry, it's this. Sorry, completely playing the wrong jingle there. So how many active members use Facebook every month? So I reckon there's over 3 billion users, isn't there?
Yeah.
Go on, what's your number?
500 million users a month.
I think it's higher than that. It's over 3 billion. I reckon that's quite regular. It's a month as well.
It's not including Instagram, isn't it, Chaz? Just Facebook.
I'm gonna go 2.5 billion.
2.5 billion?
Yeah, because they've got over 3 billion users. You go on it every day. He doesn't use it. I use it begrudgingly.
Yeah, I might change mine to 650 million now.
650. I'm going 650 million. Hang on, what have I said? 2.5 billion. Oh, I might have overcooked the pudding here. I'm going to go with it. I've said it now. Right. Come on. The answer is, I need a win, guys. I need a win. I've been wrong so often. The answer is, bloody hell. The answer is 3 billion.
Wow.
3.056 billion. Meta owns 4 of the biggest social media platforms, all with more than 1 billion monthly active users. Wow. Facebook, their core platform. WhatsApp has got 2 billion. Facebook Messenger and Instagram, 2 billion. In the third quarter of 2023, Facebook reported around 4 billion monthly core family product users. 4 billion, bloody hell. And the United States and China account for most of the high-profile social platforms. Can you have Facebook in China?
No, only on a VPN.
And they don't have WhatsApp, do they have? Oh, do they?
They do have WhatsApp, but for
WeChat. Do they have WeChat instead?
I've got WeChat.
Is it WhatsApp? Is it a Meta brand then, or is it Chinese?
No, WeChat is
its own entity.
Part of the China. We have to be careful where we go here, just in case. But I would say it's
a government.
The Chinese government.
Okay. Good afternoon to the Chinese government, who I know are big fans of this show. So there we go. I've had a win. Everybody.
You've had a win.
Yeah. You have the spoon and I'll have the cup. So there we go.
8 traits.
All's well that ends well.
Producer Chad says 8 traits of the greats.
I don't like the fact that you thought I'd forgotten there. I was going towards the end. If it wasn't factually correct, then I'd really kick off.
Right, we go, baby.
This is the point of the show.
James Sinclair.
Go for it. No, you go for it.
No.
James Sinclair calls out the 8 traits of the great entrepreneurs. He's assessed, he's quantified, he's looked at what makes great people great, and he assesses them in this segment of the show.
Okay,
go for it.
Start with the end in mind.
Oh, I think, I'd say he hasn't got that. We're rating George, by the way.
He has got that.
He has.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Passionate.
Did you not think he did?
I think he's passionate.
Yes, he is, definitely.
Untold amounts of resilience.
We didn't really... knock a door in any weather.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
Knock a door.
Innovate so you don't evaporate.
Yeah, he's definitely doing that, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's got a water filtration.
Commercial awareness.
He had half. Because he
Yeah.
knew his numbers, didn't he? But he knew what he was going to get asked.
Relationships.
Average customer value to 58 pence. So I was like, oh, come on now, George. Bonus points. Yeah, go on.
Relationships with people.
Yeah, think so. If you can knock a door and take money off people at a door.
Master marketeer, not yet.
Not yet. Doing a good job. But
Stay teachable, yes.
Yes, he is that.
Now listen, he's got the traits. He's not got the success he wants yet. This is a high score. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. That's
6.5
for a sub £100,000 business.
God, George.
We don't have that usually.
We don't.
And I'm reticent to give it because it's...
You're a right miserable sod. You're giving it?
We're giving it.
Because it's literally factually correct.
It is factually correct. But in the round, I would rather...
Was it in the round? What is this in the round?
Well, in the round, he's
what
he's
is
not
it
paying VAT. He's not got employees. But the traits are there.
He's got the traits.
And that's the point.
And that is what we are voting people on.
But I don't want people listening to this going, well, I come on a podcast a year and a half ago. I'm turning 3 billion. They only gave me a 5. do you know what I mean?
Well, just get better. Just get better. He's got the other thing that helps him is he's
Pronounce your T's, Mr. Burt.
better. My sons don't do that now. I said to George this morning, the little one, I said, what do you want for breakfast? He went, toast and butter. And I was like, oh my God, butter. And Haley came downstairs, she went, oh, have you heard him? I was like, have you heard you? Christ, the apple don't fall far from the tree with that kid, I'm telling you. Right, well, I hope you've enjoyed it.
T's.
It is good to pronounce your T's.
How do you spell your name? James, B-U-R...
TT.
TT, there we go.
If you've enjoyed today's show, please feel free to give us a 5-star review. I'm going to enunciate all my words now. And
I've got something I want to say.
Go on, you should, because it's your show. I'll just sit here with my cup.
How do you follow James Burt on Instagram?
Oh, just search James Burt. I'll pop up.
It's James Burt Official.
No, I'm not even having it.
James Burt Official. But
James Sinclair, entrepreneur, in case you don't know what I do, even though I'm on every platform 17 times a day. Oh, are you? Go on.
If you would like to, you've launched a little podcast school thing, haven't you? I've been keeping an eye on that.
It's not a little thing.
No, big thing.
Don't talk down. Don't talk down
Tell
about
us
it.
about it.
Well, it's not paying VAT, is it? I'm reticent in the round. I'm reticent to talk about it in the round. It's to help entrepreneurs and business owners.
You really mucked up your pitch.
I have, haven't I? Yeah. Go on. Ask me again.
Tell us about the podcast school thing you've launched.
Thanks very much, James, and I don't mind if I do. It's called Pod School, and it's for anyone who is a content creator. If you're looking to launch a podcast, then we will help you. That's it. We've got master
video
classes.
lessons.
Yeah, we've got video lessons, master classes, Q&As, expert sessions, and all that kind of good stuff.
There you go. That's James Burt. I'm James Sinclair.
How do people get in touch with you?
Just follow me on Instagram, James Sinclair Entrepreneur. Lots of people following on Instagram. I'm pleased with Instagram.
Instagram is popping off,
Big
isn't
shout out
it?
to
You're
Stevie,
popping.
head of short form.
Head of short form.
And you're Chuds'
and you're mugging me
apprentice.
off because I've got official in it and you've got a head of short form now.
Well, Chuds has got an apprentice, Stevie. She's doing some good stuff.
She picks great clips, doesn't she? And even when you say,
like Darth Maul over
he does,
there
doesn't
with his
he?
hood on.
Even when you say like weird stuff, she even like yesterday there was a clip that was like podcasty. I was like, that's not even a word. And you were like, oh, these podcasty, and it actually said podcasty. I was like,
there we go.
She's nailed it, isn't she?
Thanks for listening, gang.
Ta-da!
To your continued success.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks for watching today, gang. I hope you enjoyed the show. Now, look, we're looking for some great businesses to come on the podcast. If you've got challenges, but you're desperate to grow your business and you can't necessarily work out how to do it on your own, you'll be a perfect candidate to come here on the podcast. It's absolutely free to come on the show. Go to my website, jamessinclair.net, and there's a podcast button. Click on the podcast button, fill in the application form, and we'll do our very best to get you on the show and try and grow your business. If you're loving the podcast, make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking here. And why not give this one a watch? I think you'll like it.